My wake-up call was when I fell down. I'm downtown Columbus. I just had to walk a block to drop off some mail. So here I am waddling as fast as a fat man can waddle. And I trip and fall. I laid on the concrete downtown Columbus for about 30 minutes. People walked around me. So I don't, a couple of them I don't blame. Everything started when I was in the Marines. I was told I was too skinny to become a machine gunner. So I got out to the fleets. The gunny said, "No, you are not going to be a machine gunner in my Marine Corps unless you get big and get big quick." I got him, so, went to the gym, ate. In 6 months, I went from 160 up to 225. They said, "Great, you're the Marine that we want to be." So, all right, I got him, I can lug everything. And lo and behold, a couple years later, they said, "Oh, you're too fat." Wait, I'm 225. I can run 3 miles in 18 minutes. I can do my 20 pull-ups. I can do 120 sit-ups in 2 minutes. Why am I fat? Because Marine Corps standard says you got to be 197 and you're 225. So, it hit me, So I was going to get promoted, but you're fat. You're a fat body. Do you understand? So they held my rank for 2 years. So I had to go to the fat body platoon, literally. I wake up at 4 a.m., I'm running with my platoon. I do everything all freaking day. 1,600 hours, 4 o'clock, 4 civilians. Now I have to go to the fat body platoon. So I'm running with the fat guys, and it's a joke. Hey, look at this guy. He's fat. Yeah, I'm fat on the weight scale, but I can lift everything. I'm benching 300. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do. So I kind of became a joke. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I didn't want to do the gym. I didn't want to exercise. No. Why? Why? Because for 4 years I sacrificed my body, and now I'm a civilian. Yeah, I'm going to be a fat body. Thank you very much. I'm going to eat whatever I wanted. So the weight just piled on. Well, I ended up working in a warehouse, and I ended up getting injured. So my left foot got some nerve damage in it, due to the work-related injury. So now I have to wear, a leg brace, and I wore that leg brace for about 10 years. And during the entire time, I kept gaining weight. So it was about 2002 when it really started piling on. But it was, the weight sneaks up on you. It's like that little monster at night. Yeah. So what's 5 pounds? What's 5 pounds? Then it's 10. Then it's 20. And then, lo and behold, my daughter started playing softball when they were, of age, and so I'm coaching softball, and that was when I noticed during softball season, I lose 50 pounds because I'm more active. At that time I was 300, but I would gain the 50 over the winter because I still ate anything that I wanted. I didn't care. Obviously, being that heavy is not good on a bad back. And then with the injury to my left foot, I'm not getting around very much, but I was still trying. I was going to the VA saying, "Hey, I'm gaining all this weight. I'm going to my doctors and I'm gaining this weight. And they just kept passing the buck. It's okay, you're eating wrong. So, for about a decade, okay, I'm trying to eat less. I'm trying to eat one dinner, one big meal. I'd get 2,000 calories in one meal, but because I was starving, but I wasn't eating breakfast. And then the nutritionist said, oh, you need to eat less. Everywhere I went, you're fat. You need to eat less. And I didn't know it, but my testosterone level dropped. For a guy my age, the lowest acceptable level reading is 300. I was a 30. I didn't go to alcohol. I didn't go to drugs. But, food was my drug, I didn't eat breakfast, I didn't eat lunch. But as soon as I got home, had dinner, my wife, she didn't complain. She fixed me 2 or 3 plates of spaghetti, and then after that, I'd have pizza or a snack, ice cream, chips before going to bed. So in a period of 5 hours, I would eat 3,000 to 4,000 calories of all bad carbs. Yeah, it tasted good going down, but it just stuck to me overnight. I had, I poisoned myself. Well, it was about February of 2016, real close to 470. Reason why I say that, because the scale stopped at 460, and I know I was way heavier than that. 69-inch gut. Well, it was probably a little bit bigger than that, because when I measured my stomach, I had already lost 30 pounds at that point. So my stomach could have been easily 70, 75 inches. And I'm, in the Marines I was 5'10" and a half. But I didn't realize it due to my heavy weight. I'm actually 5'9" now. I lost 1.5 inches, so my spine got decompressed even more. Just from the 470 weight. I had sleep apnea real bad. At that time, went to my doctors and they had me through an overnight study, and they stopped counting after 200. That's 200 times I stopped breathing in an 8-hour study. And they said they weren't through the 8 hours. So, they wouldn't tell me how many, they stopped counting. So I died 200 times, And I was doing that every night, my own weight. I couldn't lay down in bed. The weight was suffocating me. So I didn't sleep at night in a bed with my wife. She didn't complain. She went out. We couldn't afford much, so she went and got me a reclining chair from, a rent-to-own, and one of those electronic chairs, because not that I'm old and with bad hips, because I was fat and I had problems standing up. When you go to your kids' school functions and you're the biggest man, biggest woman, you're the roundest thing in that room, and you couldn't fit through the doorway, right? Everyone stares and you see it, they're talking about you, your mind plays tricks with you, but then again, they're looking at you going, your belly is hanging below your shirt, because there's no shirts big enough. I was a 6XL, horrible. I stopped going to my daughter's school functions. Also that year, my son had graduated from high school, and all the way up to graduation date, I'm asking him when's graduation and telling him, look, I'll drive, to Pennsylvania because that's where he lives with his mom. I told him, I'll go there, I'll be there. But then, he told me that, he wasn't graduating. And I'm like, why aren't you graduating? He said he is graduating, but he's not going through the ceremony. So in my mind, I'm like, are you embarrassed? Is it because I'm too fat? You don't want me to, to be there because you can't see my face? I've got 3 chins. But, so that played mental games with me there. That didn't even wake me up. My wake-up call was when I fell down. I'm downtown Columbus. I just had to walk a block to drop off some mail. So here I am waddling as fast as a fat man can waddle. And I trip and fall. I laid on the concrete downtown Columbus for about 30 minutes. People walked around me. So a couple of them I don't blame. I need 2 or 3 people to help me up. But literally, I almost got pickpocketed. A guy came over, was like, hey buddy, can I borrow some money? I'm laying on the ground and I'm like, look, I'll give you some money if you can help me. Help me off the ground. It is on downtown Columbus at 5 o'clock. And no one stopped to help me. I'm rolling over trying to get over to the edge of the sidewalk so I can have some kind of leverage. And then this UPS guy was driving by and he stopped right in the middle of traffic, hops out, no questions asked, he helped me up, he got me up, and and my letter I had to mail was going to UPS, so it was like, oh great, thank you, and I asked the guy for his name and he said, no, it's all right, brother. If I'm in your spot, please just help me. Help me up if I'm ever in your spot. I went to work. One guy, he was like, what the hell are you doing? I want, XYZ. I'm like, I'm sorry. I can't help you. And he goes, well, I'm staying here until I get the service that I wanted. And I told him, no, sir, I'm going to have you removed from my office. And he goes, who and what army? You can't even get your fat butt out of that chair. And he was almost right. Yeah. But I stood up, I walked around the desk, and he just was like, look at you. You can't even walk like a human. What are you, a beach ball with little itty bitty legs? Everyone goes personal. I just had it. That was the final straw. So thank you, Mr. Butthole. Thank you, Mrs. Butthole. Because I needed that wake up. Yes, you needed to tell me. You needed to insult me. So that was when I decided to get the Marine out of the Pillsbury Doughboy. So I picked up the phone, and I knew that there was a gym a block away. I had been working downtown Columbus for 6 years, driving by the gym, and I kept looking at it and was like, no. 1999 was the last time I had worked out. So I called up Powerhouse Gym in Columbus, and Matt answered the phone, and I told him about my situation and that, I told him at that time I was a Marine because I was too ashamed to tell anyone I was a Marine. When you're 470, you don't want to, Marines aren't 470. You're not supposed to be 470. But so anyway, I told him I was a Marine, and Matt was like, hey brother, that's fine. You know, you just come on over here. I'll be waiting for you. I will take care of you. You are a Marine. Marines take care of their own. And so, you know, I was like, Matt, I don't know if I can fit through your doorway. You know, do you have a back door? And Matt was like, no, you go through that front door, you meet me, I want everyone to see you. I want everyone to know that you care. I want everyone to know that I care. And, so I was really excited, he said the right words. So anyway, I got off work at 4:45 and started my trek. I mean, it's only a block over, but it took me an hour. I had to stop, take a couple breathers. There was a couple cars in the parking lot. I put my hand on, sat on their front bumpers to take a breather. And I did it a lot. I mean, so, and then when I got to the road, cars don't want to stop for you, when you're crossing the road. You've got 15 seconds to cross that road before the light turns. And anyway, I wouldn't cross the road unless I had the full 15 seconds, because it took longer than that for me to cross the road. So, finally, I got across the road and, right on the sidewalk, and I looked up, saw the big sign on the side of the building. It was like that light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, oh, I'm almost there. Sweating profusely. I could smell my own stink. I'm sorry, folks, but when you're that big, you can't get all the crevices when you take a shower. So here I am, sweaty like a pig. I just smell my own stink, and was totally disgusted. And I'm like, man, I don't want to walk in there smelling like I do. But I'm like, all right, I told Matt I would be there, so I'm gonna be there. So walk the rest, probably 100 feet. So I walked the rest of the way, and Matt was standing there. He didn't say, it's been an hour, where were you? No, he didn't. He met me at the door, shook my hand. He's like, hey, devil dog, here I am. Here you are. This is the start of a new journey. This is a new you, and I was just so excited. And, I'm like, can I catch my breath? And he's like, oh, that's fine. And so, I caught my breath, and, I apologized. And I was like, look, Matt, I'm not in shape. And he's like, that's all right. It doesn't matter. This is the beginning, a new you. I was like, awesome. So anyway, he escorted me around the gym. I mean, there's steps, people. Just to get to the locker room, there's a staircase. And I call that the staircase of motivation. And, in my video, you will see that staircase of motivation, because all down the walls is pictures of Arnold and in the Arnold Classic, and to see those old posters and those old pictures, and I mean, it is just awesome to look at. So I looked at that thinking, I could have looked like that. Yes. I've had to have stayed in shape, but I didn't. But I had to stay in shape. So, seeing those pictures, sometimes I talk to Arnold, say, hey, Arnold, here I am. Mr. Terminator, here I am. But, yeah, he walked me downstairs, and, Matt was like, well, before we went down the steps, there's an elevator. just to go down. And, Matt was like, look, we can use the elevator. And I looked at him, I was like, Matt, I've been using elevators for the last decade. I never want to use an elevator again. I want to use the stairs. Yeah, it's going to take me a while to use the stairs. My back hurt, my knee hurt, my foot. Even though I was on 3,200 milligrams of Vicodin, I felt everything. But I waddled down those steps, one step at a time, just to see the locker room. And Matt was patient, He didn't say hurry up. So, he showed me the locker room, and, I'm just so excited. And then we went back upstairs. So yes, I had to climb those stairs again to get back upstairs to sign the paperwork. And Matt was like, look, I've got the right guy for you. The guy's named Sean Nutter. He's going to do you good. So then that's when, I set an appointment to see Sean that following Monday. And that was over 200 pounds ago. When I hit 400 workouts, that was in 417 days. I had lost 210 pounds at that point. So yeah, I averaged over a half a pound a workout. And it's looking back, yeah, 400 workouts in 417 days, that's crazy. But I was crazy because when you're extreme, sometimes you have to go extreme. And I want to get better. I still have a lot to work on. I still have a 45-inch gut. No, 44-inch gut. But, it's okay. I'm going to lose 20% body fat here in the next 6 months. And you're going to be a witness. You're going to see me lose 20% body fat. My goal is to be under 14% body fat. So I might have only 20 pounds of body fat, but you're going to be a witness. I am going to, here in a few months, I'm going to go back to the OSU Medical Center, and I'm going to have another hydrostatic weigh-in so that you can see how much I've lost in body fat. Then, after that, just before the Arnold in March, I'm going to have another weigh-in so you can see. So, when I weighed in a month ago, I was at 34% body fat. So when I weigh in again in the end of October, right now it's August, I'm going to lose 10% body fat. I will be at 24% or less. Then, in March, I will be under 14%. I would love to be at 10%, but, I'm going to do my best. If I have to, they will have to pry my carcass off the gym floor. I will make it happen. Marines don't give up. I am the Overweight Marine, and I want you to follow my journey.